And crime and violence must stop.
Yeah, man, people, welcome again, man. Thanks for tuning in back again. I don't know, the morning insider is here again. Bless upon yourself, as you know, it's a big day. It's a big day in Jamaica, a big day for the football lovers. Lionel Messi will be at the National Stadium later from now. You understand? So everybody will get a little piece of Lionel Messi who will be in that National Stadium. People who already purchased their ticket. You understand? It's a big day, but people, thanks for tuning in back again. You understand? It's the morning inside. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Remember, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Really important, you know. Really appreciate it if you just coming over here, you just find out about this channel, or you've been watching and not subscribe. Hope you do so right now and like the video and also comment. You understand? But yeah, big day of football, man. You know, I'm here to talk about that game as well. I'm here to talk about the JPL game, the two games that played yesterday. You know, we always have to mention what's going on locally in the Jamaican Premier League, and also a little chit chat around the selection, the pool of players that expect to be in that squad, and players that will, I know for sure, definitely will not be in that squad coming on Friday, which I think on Friday that squad's supposed to name. You understand? But after this, we right back into it and start off with JPL in 5.
خلف رتم المباراة أصبح كل كرة يلمسها ميسي، كل كرة كانت خطر على جامايكا. أظن بأن الأرجنتين بميسي.
You know, thanks for coming back again, man. JPL in 5, in a big game at Ferdinand Park. Yes, Portmore United 1, Mount Pleasant 0. Let me say that again. Portmore United 1, Mount Pleasant 0. You know, big win. You know, Mount Pleasant have, you know, they lost their third game of the season. You know, they run the streak have come to an end. Yet the scoring streak, you know, where they scored from match day 7 come all the way up to match day 29, where they have scored in every game, win, lose or draw. So this was the last game since match day 6 they haven't scored in, and also the last time they got defeated was against Harborview in match day 22. So you know, they had an impressive run, but you know, you could when you even look at the game, you know, Portmore, you know, managed to keep, you know, the Mount Pleasant Stars at bay, keep them a little bit quiet, you know, over the last couple of years. You know, when you look in the JPL, say the last 3 seasons, Portmore always have one of the best defensive record in the season. You know, I think they have just conceded, I think that's around 19 goals they have conceded so far. You know, not managed to score a lot of goals, but they have conceded way less than a lot of the teams, and you know, they have the second best defensive record behind Mount Pleasant, who just, I think, conceded 17, somewhere right there. You know, but big game, you know, for Portmore. You know, they're moving away from, you know, you say I think around 9 points. They're moving away from the top, the 6th place position, who is looking to fight off the teams outside of the top 6, that is Water. Also, they finding themselves a little bit more comfortable. You know, they jump ahead half Cavalier in the league standing. So you know, Portmore is a little bit in a little comfortable shell where, you know, they're looking with one foot in the playoff. But when you look at the rest of games that left back, you know, for their schedule, it's game that favorable for them, you know, to Rudolph Aston to win. But you can't take nothing away, you know, from that strike. You know, I think it's Ronaldo Robinson, you know, what a wonderful strike. I think maybe Shaquan Davis could have taken one more step closer to the right hand, to the right post, where he could just shift a little bit over, then he made that dive. But again, wonderful strike from the player. And you know, when you look at, you know, Portmore fixtures over the last 5 games, you know, they draw with Racing 1-1, you know, a game where they played in the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, where they lost that game, but because Arnett Garden used ineligible player, you know, they got the 3 points with 3 goals. You know, when you look at, you know, they lost at Waterhouse Mini Stadium 1-0, they drew with Tivoli Garden, you know, they beat Mount Pleasant 1-0. So when you look at those games that they scored in the last 5 games, they not managed to score, you know, 2 or more goals. You understand? They just scored just one goal in the game. So they're struggling to get goals, but their defense is what continue to build this team out. You know, I think they draw a 12 game of the season so far. You know, so they're looking with one foot in the playoff already. But when you're talking about the other game, I think, look, this game, Tivoli Garden beat MOLYNES. It's a big 3 points for Jerome Wade. It put him back 2 points behind Racing, and actually Waterhouse, who is Racing and Waterhouse, which tied on 38 points, and Tivoli is on 36. But when you look at it, Tivoli, this is their 9th win of the season, and guess what? Tivoli Garden is the 3rd highest scoring team in the Jamaican Premier League. Don't look at where they are in the table at this moment. They score more goals than Cavalier, they score more goals than Portmore, they score more goals than Waterhouse, they score more goals than Racing. His only team managed to score more goals than Tivoli Garden this season. It is actually Nicardo who scored at 50 goals and Mount Pleasant who scored 72 goals. The thing that keep failing this German team, they scoring goals. They scored 44 goals this season, and their defensive line is what continued to break down, where they conceded 38 goals. That's a lot of goals. Do you understand? They conceded around, I think they conceded around 20 something goals last season, so they way ahead of what they conceded last season. So Jerome Wade just need, if he can manage to break down the defensive line and restructure this defensive line with Barrington, Price, I don't know what is going on. Maybe many people could say the likes of Pinnacle, that sturdy center half, left in the summer window where he went to Mount Pleasant. Maybe that cap didn't fill properly, but Tivoli, even when you look at it, goals that they have conceded, even they're the 3rd highest scoring team. Goals that they consider this season, 38 goals, I think, so when you look at that, measuring it to the 2 highest scoring teams in the league, they have conceded 16 more goals than Arnett Garden. They have conceded 20 more goals than Mount Pleasant. So when you look at that, if they could manage to probably keep a little bit more clean sheet, draw a little bit more game, win some more games with clean sheet, they would probably right into the top 6. So, but Tivoli is not doing so bad, but it's just that the goals that they conceded is getting ridiculous at this moment. But that's it for JPL in 5. Thanks for watching the JPL in 5. We move on to the next segment. Yes, so when you really look at the game, the big game later, Cavalier, Cavalier soccer club or football club, whatever it is, versus Inter Miami, it's going to be a crucial game, but I'm not surprised. Look, for someone, especially like me personally, I did not really surprise to the limit where I was saying, Cavalier cannot put in a shift at Inter Miami, could not have done what they have done on the day away to Inter Miami in Fort Lauderdale. I wasn't surprised, because I've been watching the JPL. I've been seeing talented players that only thing they need is proper coaching, proper development, proper grooming, and probably a little bit more coaching on the tactical side. This team can do something, against bigger teams. When you talk about teams in the MLS, it's just that proper coaching, preparation is a big thing. But look, it's going to be a very, very crucial game. Even when look into it, Cavaliers kinda a little bit struggling to score goals, even though once before that game played before Tivoli Garden and MOLYNES, they were the 3rd highest scoring team in the league, who scored 43 goals. But Cavalier need to score first. Even when you look back on the games that they played in the CONCACAF, to go to this stage, they have played around 8 games. They have played around 8 games in the CONCACAF, the qualification round, the Champions Cup, and they managed to score 5 goals in the space of the first 10 minutes of the games, against different opponents in the Caribbean. I know Inter Miami is going to be a different caliber, a kettle of fish in the sea that, look, it's going to be a tougher opponent to get a goal against. But even when you look at that, they have scored 5 goals in the first 10 minutes out of the 8 games that they have played. I think the only game that they didn't score in first was that game, I think, against Cibao, when they played at the last leg in the final in Dominican Republic, but they drew a game, but get into it. First goal is a must for Cavalier, later today. It's a must. You cannot let Inter Miami come and score first. You have to get the pressure on, especially the pitch going to be a big factor. Yeah, these players are elite players. A lot of them, they are elite players. The South American players that they have in their squad, the players that used to play in Europe, they are elite players. They're used to elite, pitches. The more refined pitch, you call it the carpet grass. The National Stadium, it's a very soft turf, especially the rain that fall overnight on the pitch, on Wednesday, yesterday, and maybe in the forecast, it's scheduled for rain to fall sometime around between 3 and 5. So the pitch will be soft. Yes, Cavalier going to play on the pitch. Miami is going to play on the pitch, but we have to make home advantage be useful. Yes, we have to get the crowd behind as much as everyone want to see Lionel Messi. If Cavalier come out and start the game on fire, the crowd will get behind of them. This Inter Miami team, it's a older legs of players. They are not so quick. So I mean, so sorry that Rudolph Speed have said, Adrian Reed is very doubtful for the game. But I mean, they have a player named Watson. He can come off the bench as well. But pace. They should use their pace. That is their biggest weapon. But the next thing, make sure that you score and take your opportunity. It's very, very, very important. But I mean, if you look at the Miami team, with the likes of Lionel Messi will be in the squad, maybe on the pitch starting the game, or maybe coming off the bench. He will give this team a lot of confidence. Any team that Lionel Messi will be in, it will give that team, him alone, his presence around the squad will give the players a lot of confidence, on the pitch to do really, really good things. So this team is a fighting team. The spirit that they have played a couple of games that where they went down with 10 men on the pitch, 9 outfield players and the goalkeeper make 10, and they managed to crawl and get out of those at the rat hole and get positive results in those games. So I mean, it's going to be a warrior game. Giovanni Lang, the likes of Richard King, they're going to have to step up again. Ainsworth is going to have to do a lot of work down that left hand side. The likes of McCleary on that right hand side, he's going to have to do a lot of work. The midfield is where the imbalance really come in for me. I think when you look at in the midfield, I think if we can get the ball to circulate and let them, push the ball through the lines a lot more quicker, where they can facilitate the wingers, the forwards a little bit more earlier, get them exposed 1v1 versus the older legs players like Jordi Alba and some of those players. They can get in behind this Miami team. But I mean, we're looking forward for a good game. Hopefully Cavalier can get the best of Inter Miami. So I would love the fans to get in the comment section to interact. Look, players that I expect not to be in the squad, Deshaun Bernard, Tavon Gray, Greg Lee, those players are still injured. Deshaun is nursing a knee injury for the last couple of weeks now. Greg Lee, it's an hamstring injury that he picked up a couple of weeks ago. Expect to be back probably after the international break. It's also all 3 players expect to be back after the international player. And another player that is really doubtful, yes, he came back and he played a couple of minutes off the bench. He's been around for the last 3 games for his club team, Casey Palmer. But when you listen to his coach, how he talk about Casey, he's not fully fit. He's not really ready. And you probably could let Casey Palmer stay home. Let him stay home. Work on his physical side of his fitness. Get a little bit off days in the gym, get look one-on-one on the training ground, work on the fitness, that physical side, and work on the muscle and work on that little the Achilles in the ankle, get them a little bit stronger. I think Casey Palmer is probably is one that I would probably leave home. So 3 players definitely I know for sure not being in the squad. Tavon Gray, I know a lot of people will say, oh yeah, he don't good, but I know I still have to call him name. Deshaun Bernard, one of the best defender in the championship this season. Greg Lee, one of the best left back in the championship as well. And players that need to get dropped. It's the same players, the Gregley, the Bernard, the Lay, and the Tavan Gray. So that's 4. And also a Romario Williams. Yes, a Romario Williams. Players that were in the last squad, the last competitive squad. Romario Williams, I think he can. I think he can get dropped. A player like Anglin / Corey. I think Corey Bennett. Was in the squad. Those players can get dropped. A lot of people might probably say, yeah, Maggie, but I probably would give him one more chance, Tariq Maggie. But players that expect, I think, will get the recall, the likes of Bobby Reed, the likes of Pinnock, and a few players that, I think should be rewarded are call up. I think Christopher Angel, with the likes of, Gregley is not around. John Bell is playing a couple of games in the MLS. I think he played some really good minutes versus Real Salt Lake, and he played a game. I think that game was in Honduras, in the CONCACAF, the Champions Cup, and played a little bit more shorter minutes in the MLS. But I love Christopher Angel. I would love to see him more, amongst the elite players for the Reggae Boyz in a competitive game. I would love to, for him to stay a more attacking fullback. I think, Amari Bell will be there as well. Not having the best of season, but with the likes of an experienced player like Gregley will not be around because of injury. I think we'll pick that youngster, Christopher Angel. I will go with him. I'll probably go with him over John Bell. Let's see what youngster. I mean, John Bell is probably a little bit closer to the 30 than the 20. So another one might be surprised. A lot of people might say, hey, this, that, but Javan East, I would love to give Javan East another opportunity. A player, got the opportunity for, to start to play in Europe. He's playing in the top flight league, for Hapoel Afia in the Israel Premier League, moving from, Central America in Costa Rica at Saprissa. Now he's in Israel. And I must say, a lot of people might have, their little criticism around Javan East that, he cannot finish, he got a lot of opportunity as striker. These are the stuff that when he's a good striker, when he's continued to be in the most dangerous position to score the goals. But it's just going to take a time. It's just a moment before those goals start to go in. And Javan East played in this region, once used to play in this region for many years. And if you look back on his last couple of seasons, when you talk about the strikers that play in the Honduran Premier League, the El Salvador Premier League, the Nicaraguan Premier League, the Panamanian Premier League, the Costa Rican Premier League, the top leagues in this region, except you could even add Liga MX, take away MLS, but you could even add the Liga MX. Javanis have scored the most goal in 2023-2024 season, more than any other striker in this region, not including the MLS. He has scored the most goal, more than players, the striker in Costa Rica, in Panama, in Honduras, in El Salvador, in Nicaragua, and even in Liga MX as well. He has scored a lot of goals in his last 2 seasons in Central America. So I think with someone of that experience, with someone that have the know about in this region, you have conquered this region for his club team. I think we can reward him with another opportunity as well. Javan is very, very good player. But another player you'd say maybe you can pick between them. Trevante Stewart, who also scored yesterday as well, playing top flight football in Serbia as well. You understand? He has scored 7-8 goals of the season so far in the league. That he's playing at a pretty good standard. That's the Serbian league is a very, very good league. It's a very, very, very good players coming from there as well. You understand? So I mean, if McLaren don't really want to go with 3 strikers, I know Boza will be there for sure. Javan East, you could pick between Javan East and Trevante Stewart. I just think that those 3 players are the players that we have available right now. If you can probably have a surprising player that going to get his passport and will be ready for this game, you can say it in the comment section. Or if I'm leaving out somebody, you can say it in the comment section as well. But Mikel Antonio, not ready for me. Not ready. not ready. You know, he's no minutes for the West Ham team, no minutes, not even for the U23, not ready. Leave him until the summer and let's see where his fitness is at this moment. And you know, players that on the outside, you know, you have a player like Kenry Campbell just moving from, I think, Moldova to the Serbian Premier League, you know, playing at a very decent level, you know, managed to get in a couple of minutes, you know, since his big move, you know, to the Serbian Premier League in the winter transfer period. And also Kaim Paris as well. Not, you know, but players are on the outside, you know, you have a player, you know, Norman Campbell not getting enough minutes, you know, the return of the Danish Premier League, you know, since we have done that wonders in Central America versus Honduras, not managed to get enough minutes for his club. But now the league return, you have, you know, I think this team has played a couple of games, you know, over the last couple of weeks, so he's not managed to get enough minutes. But those players, I think, you know, the Paris, the Campbell, the Kenry, you know, and more players will be looking on the outside. But those will be my players that, you know, I would love to see coming, you know, the likes of Pinnock, the likes of Bobby Reed, you know, the likes of Christopher Ainsworth, and the likes of either if we're going Javon East / Javante Stewart, any one of them, or if we could pick both, we could facilitate both. But I want to see the strongest team versus, you know, St. Vincent. I want to see the players, you know, get into a rhythm, you know, get used to playing with each other again. It's been a while, you know, we want to get that rust off the players in, you know, an international duty, getting back to meet up back some old face, you know, getting that band back together, you know, that team chemistry, and get the camaraderie, everything back into the squad and ready, you know, prepare the team. It's a part of the preparation, you know. So I would love to see the strongest team, but I think that we will see a lot of, probably quite a few new face or some strange face in that squad. But I mean, thanks for watching, people. I'm out, man. You know, this video is a lengthy one, but yeah, thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House. I'm out. Salute. Drop your comment in the comment section and tell me what you think.